Just a quick one to say we do have new One Kia t-shirts available on our website. Go to britishstand.com or check the link in the description. And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. Guys, we have got a major update, of course, from the Plymouth attack that occurred on Wednesday night. Of course, sparked a lot of media attention and rippled the attention, of course, of the British Stand viewers, as there was a lot of unanswered questions with regard to it. However, we have got a clearer picture now as we have woken up on Friday morning, as late last night, early in the hours of the morning, we received updates with regard to the manhunt concluding, the victim being revealed, the nature of the circumstances, and of course the perpetrator, the person who carried out this heinous act, has been revealed. So quite a lot of information to go through with you in today's live stream. But as always, guys, do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and get involved in the live chat. Now, of course, a lot of these images did come up from Wednesday night. It was really late in terms of what happened. There was reports of a serious assault, and again, there was a massive emergency service presence. This, of course, did catch the attention of the British public, as it did seem a bit of an overkill for what initially was. So a lot of people were speculating on what this could have actually been. Now, as the developments came out, we of course found out that there was just one victim who was stabbed and actually fatally or later died due to her injuries. Now, following that, there was a manhunt that was going on throughout from the moment the attack happened all the way until late last night, early hours of the morning. This individual has now been caught and arrested. Now, I just want to go through quickly the victim. The victim has been named, of course, and my prayers do go out to the victim's family. The victim was, of course, named as... The victim was named as Claire Butler, a lecturer in an adult nursing at Plymouth University, and was killed in the street in the West Ho area on Wednesday night. Again, it's shocked all of the local people around Plymouth, and again, she was rushed to hospital after a stab wound. However, did die in hospital after that. She was tragically pronounced dead. So that is Claire, and again, I just want to reiterate my thoughts and my prayers are, of course, with the family at this really difficult time. But following this, guys, a manhunt was ongoing following this. And again, this man has now been revealed in terms of who he is, and he has now been arrested. That was some of the scenes that we had seen. This is, of course, the person who carried this out, and looking at the surname there, it does look like that they were husband and wife by the looks of things. But Paul Butler has been named as the only suspect, and police have said that he has been arrested on the suspicion of murder and is currently now in custody. So Paul, this man here, is the person responsible for the fatal stabbing, and of course is now in police custody and has been charged, or has been arrested on the suspicion of murder of Claire Butler. So, again, that is a bit of an update with regard to that, but still a lot of unanswered questions, I suppose, from the wider public. Again, a lot of people were kind of questioning on what was going on. Obviously, people seeing these scenes on their social media feeds. And again, we shared it with you yesterday, the scenes. There was a massive police presence, and of course, armed police did go into the house where he stayed. And it did shock a lot of the Plymouth residents with regard to the heavy police presence due in West Ho, Plymouth. Now, in terms of what the police have said, they have, of course, issued a statement now with regard to the situation, as it has sort of concluded in terms of the manhunt. During a press conference, Chief Inspector of the local policing, Tom Cunningham, declined to say whether the suspect was known to the police, and stated the force described the attack as an isolated incident and there is no immediate threat to the wider public. Forensic officers worked through the night with evidence markers and blood seen spattered on the pavement and remained on the scene during the morning. Describing the scene, an eyewitness said, "It is not looking very good. When I arrived on the scene, the incident was the early stages, and armed police had been deployed. Then 15 minutes later, a police area response team had arrived." Another witness said, "I've seen someone being given CPR. It feels like every police officer on duty tonight is in Plymouth." Investigating this situation. So it has concluded, guys. Again, the man has been arrested. He has now been he's of course been arrested on the suspicion of murder, and of course the suspect has been named as Claire Butler. But as stated yesterday morning when we provided you an update, that victim of course tragically died and in hospital. So again, whilst the police presence and all of the response to this may be described as a bit of an overkill as such, it did spark a lot of media attention from across the country, and a lot of people were questioning on what this could have been. But as I stated yesterday, guys, I'd keep you up to date with this story, and all of the updates from as of this morning is the victim has been revealed, of course, is Claire Butler. The perpetrator, Paul Butler, been arrested, and it looks like this matter has been concluded. So, yeah. That's all I've got for you on this update, guys. Going to take some from the live chat. An early start, yes, guys, you're absolutely correct. But let's go through the live chat, guys. Let's see what people are saying. Firstly, John says, "Good morning, Dan," and chat. Good morning to you, John. Eddie says, "These stabbings are like some sort of pandemic. It's every day. What the hell is up with people?" Again, yesterday we spoke about it in depth. Of course, following this incident, there was a mass attack that occurred in Croydon where 5 people were stabbed, and obviously that incident is still ongoing. We're waiting for a face reveal with regard to this, but we'll see with the situation, because Paul, of course, in the manhunt, of course, has been revealed pretty much straight away. Pictures are out 24 hours after the attack, so we'll be waiting for this individual in terms of the attack that happened at Croydon. If he's going to be revealed and his identity is going to be revealed straight away. Remember, he's already in custody, and he's a man in his 30s in terms of the attack that happened at the Argos warehouse in Croydon. So we'll be looking at that with eager eyes and seeing what the hell the motive was, and if this guy is named and shamed straight away, because I have a feeling I know what the individual, who the individual is, just by the victim's account and what he said he looked like. So we'll wait to see if there is a bit of a two-tier policing or trying to protect certain ethnicities or backgrounds. Let's have a little look here as well. Playing in Politics says, "For once, this wasn't as innocent attack, but it's still very tragic. Sounds like domestic violence, so it's very, very sad." Yesterday, I provided you an update in the morning. Again, we pretty much knew pretty early on in terms of it. It did seem like it was a domestic argument that overspilled onto the streets and ended tragically. And by the way, regardless of your race, your ethnicity, or background, there is no reason to be bringing knives into any equation. There is absolutely zero reason. And this does come down to an educational standpoint. I was saying a lot on 2CTV yesterday with regard to the incident in terms of the mass attack that, you know, there is an epidemic going on in this country with regard to knives, stabbings, and all these kind of things. And it isn't an Amazon problem. It isn't a selling of knives problem. As I stated yesterday, there's everybody in their kitchen drawer has a knife that they can carry out an attack with, which, again, it comes down to an education and educating the people within the country from an early age with regard to it. I do think it's an education flaw, and you can also say different sort of other reasons to why this could also be the case. Let's Unite says, "This is getting stupid. May she rest in peace." Again, I echo that. Let's Unite. Louise Anderson says, "Not the knives to blame, FFS." Absolutely correct. There is nothing. But the Labour government currently, with this thing, are following Axel Rudabakana, pushing on the Amazon being the problem, these kind of things being the problem, the merchants being the problem. Not the problem at all, you know. I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but everybody in their kitchen drawer has a knife. Universal across the world. Universal definitely across the United Kingdom. So it isn't a knife problem. The same as in America, it's not a gun problem. Again, I used the situation with Switzerland yesterday. America have all of these gun attacks, and it comes down to the education of the people. Whereas you look at Switzerland, that have more guns per capita than anywhere in the world. Every man has a gun there due to their military service and having to keep guns at home. They don't have any gun incidents. They don't have any shooting incidents. And again, there is lunatics in every country you go to. But again, just to say, a place with the more guns per capita than anywhere else in the world, they don't have these kind of incidents. And it comes down to education, educating the people. Because Swiss do a very, very good job of that. And if you're ever fortunate to go to Switzerland, you'll see how much of a beautiful place it really is and how nice the people are there. Benjamin Outdoors says, ex-chief of the police said yesterday there was 28.5 million homes and over 200 million knives in homes. 90% of the UK cases are with home knives. No, exactly. So if someone's carrying out an attack, as you just said there, Benjamin, it's not necessarily, premeditated. Of course, Axel Rudibicana was something that was premeditated. He went out and bought a knife from Amazon, but you seen the blade yesterday. It almost looked like a knife that you would use in your kitchen in terms of what we've seen in the sentencing. So yeah, you're absolutely correct. And most of these can just become from, right, we'll take a knife out of the kitchen drawer and then use it. So some of these attacks that actually happen, not necessarily always premeditated. This situation certainly doesn't really look premeditated if I'm going to speculate a little bit. Again, I don't know the full details, so it could be premeditated, but certainly from an outsider's perspective and looking at this investigation, it kind of looks like a sake of, if the two, they have the same surname, they were married or something like this, related, they knew each other, we know that for fact, and it may have just been, again, something that led into that. But again, there's absolutely no excuse for it at all. Yes. Emma says, I'm so glad I brought my children to New Zealand. Not perfect, but safer than the UK. There's certainly other case studies. As I said, I brought up the situation with Switzerland. In New Zealand, as you're saying there's a lot of other places that do feel a lot safer than the United Kingdom at this moment in time. And again, that's something to be looked at instead of blaming the actual weapon. And the same for America, blaming the guns, or they did. To be fair, that'll probably change now that Trump's in charge, but it is down to education stemming from an early age. I think that's a nice one there to leave off on, guys. Just a quick update. As I promised you yesterday, I would keep you updated with regard to this story. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. I know it's a very, very early one. If you want to hear a little bit more, I will be live on 2C TV a little bit later on today. We've got a morning show over there discussing a bit more on Axel Rudibicana, as there has been a big twist that has emerged. So I'll see you all over there a little bit later on, guys. But thank you so much for supporting British Dan. We're really going up different levels right now. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for getting involved in the live chat and all that sort of stuff as well. And I've been Dan. This has been British Dan, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Look after yourselves.